This is When I Grow Up with Paul Glazby.
The lovely Lucy Fur.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Not bad.
Am I close enough?
Yeah, you got to eat the mic.
I've got to eat it, not do the 1 2 1 2.
Don't
No,
tap
I won't
it.
do that.
Don't tap it.
Okay.
So obviously we've been friends for a long time,
Yes.
and we're the Poms moving over to take over
We are.
Australia.
Yes.
How did your DJ journey start?
Okay. So, I used to hang around with a bunch of lads. Had a boyfriend at the time when I was in my mid-teens. Started going clubbing, getting interested in dance music, and then going back to the after parties. Pretty similar story to most, really. Always was interested in having a mix. Told it was definitely not for girls, that kind of attitude. And I was thinking, it probably is, but okay, look, I'll just keep the peace.
Well, Lisa Lasher said exactly the same thing. It's like the late 90s hard house scene was like 1950s. You know, keep the woman out the DJ box.
Well, what's that track? No Women Allowed. That
Oh yeah.
I think Captain Tim Rib.
Yeah.
Ironically, but yeah. So I ended up breaking up with this dude.
Because he won't let you in the DJ box?
No, not
okay.
that. Just because I was young and and then I decided to buy a set of decks, and I think I heard you say you got out a loan for them. Did you get? Yeah. So I think I got out a loan for mine as well, because there was a lot of money back in that day.
Yeah, when you were a teenager.
Yeah, that's right. So, and I work in the travel industry, so there's no money in that. So yeah, I bought a pair of 1210s and practiced at home a lot. I went to another after party just before I bought them, and I was with a bunch of friends and a different set of friends, and I said, "Can I just have a little go on that?" And they looked at me like, "Yeah, of course you can, Luce. Like, no problem. You know, completely different attitude to the previous." And I put these records on, and you know, been able to beat match pretty quickly. And they were like, "Oh, see, you know, you could do it if you want to do it." And I was like, "Yeah, I think I might." So ended up buying some 1210s, and then got obsessed. Absolutely, like every night for hours and hours. Sometimes it would be the same track over and over, you know, just like the beats at the beginning, just to get your rhythm and to get your beat match in and everything else. And yeah, I did that for like probably like 6 to 8 months, solid. And then a bunch of friends that we were hanging out with and going to nights like Sun Essential at the Q Club, where I used to watch Lashes and Farley and all those guys playing. And they decided to put on a small night, and it was in Hemel Hempstead. And it was at a pub. So like, it wasn't a big club or anything like that. And that was my first gig. Right. So I just played in a pub in Hertfordshire, pretty basically. And then I just got a taste for it. And I was like, what else can I do? So that sort of started me on my trajectory of wanting to DJ more. Never really wanted to do the whole DJ thing, but I knew I loved mixing, and I wanted to do it out, and I wanted to do it loud. I wanted to hear that shit loud, you know, on a big system and everything else. And because I was so into clubbing, it just sort of went hand in hand, I guess.
Yeah.
As it does. But yeah, and then I went on to all the clubbing websites like Don't Stay In at the time and Harder Faster. And then I would approach the promoters online and say, hey, you know, I'm just trying to get my name out and about. Can I send you guys a CD or whatever? And then I got addresses that way. I bought a printer. I started printing my own CDs at home, so I didn't just write my name and whatever else on it. I wanted them to look good. Yeah. And I used to send them out in metallic annual print padded envelopes. Wow. So when they got them in the post, I was like, "Wow, what's this?" And it made them want to open it. And then like
a lot of marketing companies do that now. Like they'll put stuff in like a blue
like
or a red.
Yeah.
So you go, "Oh, what's this?" And you open it up, and then it's just another. They're trying to sell you double glazing or whatever. But
yeah, I wasn't doing that. But I just wanted to stand out, I guess. And then eventually, you know, got bookings on the back of that. Started going to more and more parties, and I can't really remember the transition of that starting to then being out all the time. It's a bit of a haze that period, but that's how it started for me. And then I was doing predominantly London a lot for the first few years, and then before I knew it, I was doing like Frantic and stuff, but like main room Frantic within literally a couple of years, and then expanded from there. So that's how I started. But yeah.
And who thought of the name Lucy Fur?
So it was a friend of mine actually because so Lucifer, another name for the devil, right?
Yeah.
So not everyone.
I got that.
Right, okay, but not everyone does so. And I love animal print. I've always been into animal print. That's no secret either. So it was a bit of a no-brainer. It's like, well, if you call yourself Lucifer, you wear animal print a lot, you know, and another name for the devil, whatever. And it was at the time where people had gimmicky DJ names, you know, like they was coming through, you had your lashes and everything else. I was like, oh yeah, I could roll with that, and it just stuck.
Right.
So I didn't take the credit for it. It's not a you know amazing name, but yeah,
Well,
that's
it
where it stemmed from anyway.
I think it is a good name. I've always liked it, and
Thank you.
my favourite is Anne Savage. Because I saw an interview with her, and someone said, "Where did you get the name from, Anne Savage?" She went, "My mum and dad."
Just like that's her actual name. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So you just said like lashes, you know, a given. Farley, like who else? Like we all, you know, when you were, because when did all this start for you?
I got my decks in the year 2000.
Oh, okay. So like just as I was.
Yeah, but it's funny because when I think of you, it was almost like when I discovered you, I thought you'd been around forever, but actually you've been around a very similar sort of time frame, you know.
Well, I think what it was for me is that I went from obscurity to, by the October I was playing in Canada. By the December I started Vicious Circle.
Yeah.
I've told this story before, but I was in St Kilda and I would have been, this probably would have been 2002, maybe 2003, and I'm sat with Nick Sentience and Nikki Sentience.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're still together, probably not. And we were talking. Now, Nick, I think he's a couple of years younger than me, maybe 2 or 3 years younger. So we're sat talking, and I can't remember how it came up in conversation, but basically they thought I was 35 years old. And I was like 24.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
And they were like, but they're, in their mind,
perception as well.
Yeah, because they got into the
and,
scene, and when they got into the scene, I was like, you know, relatively, you know, well known.
Yeah, that's it.
So they just assumed that I'd been around for like a Farley or a Steve Thomas.
Yeah, that's
or
right.
whatever.
Exactly.
So they just put me in that category.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm fucking your age.
Yeah, I think because you got established so quickly.
Yeah.
Where a lot of DJs, you know, take a bit of time to climb. You know, have a bit of a background or been DJing a long time, and then they come into their peak, you know, a bit later.
Or sometimes maybe, you know, I'm not saying don't peak, but like I remember, I was talking about this last week, those Incisions Beyond Motion. The first time I ever heard that track was on a Spencer Freeland tape.
Yeah, wow. Tape.
That one of my mates had been to London, bought this tape, brought it back, we were listening, but, you know, back then you didn't know what the track, you just like this amazing track, it was the Chocky mix, with, you know, this really distinctive scream on it, but all you could do was go to your local record store and like sing it to them, and they either knew it or they didn't. You couldn't Shazam it. You couldn't. There's no internet. You know, like
I know.
And it was just years later. Like I'd never got a copy. For me to get a copy of the track, I licensed it and put it on Vicious Circle.
Yeah, right. Okay.
And then I had the Chocky mix on vinyl.
Yeah, awesome. That's the way to do it, isn't it?
But yeah, like Spencer Freeland, for example, you know, like he was obviously around well before.
Yeah.
You know, I was, and he's always, I assume, has always been busy around London. So, but you know, there's certain DJs that, like, you know, never get to that next level. I mean, no disrespect, but that's just how it is, isn't it? Like some people, and some people never get to his level. Some people never, you know, even,
and some I'm interested.
And some people don't want it. Yeah,
they're quite happy just doing what they're doing. And,
that's right.
And the gigs that they're playing and everything else, and that's enough for those, you know. So, because I was trying to remember the first time I saw you play, and I can't actually pinpoint that. And I feel like I became fangirl when you first started producing. So I knew you as a producer before a DJ.
Right. Yeah,
so because I never came, I didn't really go up north. So
didn't leave the M25.
Oh, scary. So, you know, I didn't go up to, I think I went to Insomniacs later in my clubbing life, if you like, but it wasn't in the early days. So I don't think I saw you until you started coming down south, maybe like Midlands to London sort of period. But I first heard of you through your productions.
Right.
And everything. So that's how I heard of you. And then, I can't remember. It must have been like maybe a Sun Essential or something like that when I first saw you play. But it would have been, I reckon like 2002.
Right, okay.
Something like that. But you'd already by that point.
Yeah. Good times. So when you were starting, like, what were your... So if you were around, I mean, you would have been playing things like Drop the Dime, and like you would have been playing all the same stuff as me, wouldn't you? Really?
Yeah, look, I think we probably were quite similar. You know, Hostile never left the record box, really. But it's funny because you won't remember this, but me being a very young, you know, DJ and, you know, thriving, loving life and everything else, I used to actually ring the shop up. So I used to ring you at VC.
Oh, okay.
When I think Scott worked there, right? Yeah. And you used to send me out all the test pressings that were due for release so that I had them before they come out for my weekend gigs. So that would have been, again, around 2001-ish, I guess. And I've still got the original Vicious Circle slip mats that would have gone out probably from that era as well.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've got the VC record bag. I don't know how many of those you made.
Well, not a lot.
No, I know how rare it is, and it's in mint condition still. And I still, even though I take a USB out and my headphones and spare pair of shoes and and that's what I put in my VC record bag.
Oh, bless
I still take it out now.
God. I tell you what, there's things that people say that they've got, and I'm like, I wish I had that.
I can't believe that they've done the distance, really, because, you know, the slip mats, for example, have been played on a lot, but my 1210s
quality product, you see.
Quality product. That's
we told you that. No shit from us.
No shit from VC.
But I was actually talking when, in fact, the Tardy Boys episode came out today.
Oh yeah.
And when I was talking to those boys, and I was kind of thanking them because their influence on me, and I didn't even think about it at the time, but you know, like 25 years later, you look back and what they were doing, because what they did with Tidy is completely different to what Nucleus did at Nucleus or what Tripoli did at Tripoli. Even though they put out some, you know, amazing music, Tripoli arguably one of the best. But they were just a label. Do you know what I mean? Just a really good label.
Yeah.
Nucleus, just a really good label. I mean, really, take BK away. What was Nucleus? It was, you know, it wouldn't have been anything without BK. It wouldn't have been. Whereas Tripoli, you know, you take any one person out and it would have still, you know. But what Tidy did to create that brand, and that's influenced me. That's what we wanted to do with Vicious Circle. We didn't want to be Tidy though, you know, like, because obviously our sound was completely
not even comparable, is it? Nah.
But we did the events, we did the merchandise, we wanted to build that kind of, you know, that following. But that was all down to those guys and what they did. I used to see what they were doing, and you know, just subconsciously, I'm like, well, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
You know.
And clubbers love merchandise, to be honest. If they're really into something, they're like, you know, being involved and supporting the brands and stuff like that, because the whole scene is a family. Isn't it?
Well, that's right. We had some ups and downs though with the stuff that we did, because I had this idea with the t-shirts. I always wanted a t-shirt that wasn't just, you know, like you could only print on a certain part of the t-shirt, but I wanted a print that went around the body. So we had to have these t-shirts made from scratch.
Wow.
And this company that we were using, it just dragged on, and people had paid for the t-shirts. We did like a pre-order, but it must have been like nearly a year later, and we'd still not got them done properly. And I must have been having a bad day, and some kid, God knows who he is, if he's listening to this, I'm sure he'll remember, he called the office and he was like kicking off about not having the t-shirt. And I must have been having a bad day, and I just went, oh, fuck off, and put the phone down. And Scott turned around, he went, who was that? And I went, oh, someone complaining about the t-shirts. He went, you are not allowed to answer the phone anymore. I never did.
You're fired from that role.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no.
So obviously you said Frantic. You know, that's like, you know, I did Frantic a lot, and it's fantastic. Especially like I used to do the I think I did the Brixton Academy. I did main room twice. I think definitely once, maybe twice.
Yeah, so I never did the main room. It was incredible, but I absolutely loved being in that foyer.
That's what I was going to say. Like, because that would be that is where, like, I appreciate it playing the main room, but get me back in that.
Yeah, it was
because I like the, you know, when people are this close.
Yeah,
you know, when people can reach over and touch. Don't dare do it.
Don't do it.
But
how many times have they done it?
But if you can, I like that. You know, like just to see the when you sort of just bring in the mix in and you see, you know, that realization in their face that, you know, that's what I like.
And you feel a bit disconnected as well sometimes when you're on a bigger stage, or you're too far from the crowd and all you can see is lights, you know, and you like, I like to engage. I'm not, I don't do a break dance on stage or anything like that, but I can be smiley and happy and dancey and everything. But when you've got that sort of blockage, it's quite, I know sometimes it can affect how you get into your set as well, if you haven't got that sort of pull and that engagement. But yes, I know what you're saying, but the foyer is amazing.
Yeah. The biggest crowd I ever played was at Dance Valley.
That would have been thousands, hey?
25,000.
25,000. You wouldn't think there'd be enough people listening to Hard House, would you? 25,000.
Well, it was like just the whole and Steve Hill was there. I remember Steve Hill
really?
was having to. They had to like make like a. It was so hot that the records were starting to warp on the.
What?
It was fucking boiling.
Oh my god!
And he was like holding record sleeves to like give some shade, to the thing. And we had to climb up this massive scaffolding thing. So basically, like the DJ box was kind of level with because in Dance Valley. Did you ever go?
No, never went.
So it's like I don't know what this place is called, but it's like these big sort of craters in the.
Like a hangar sort of thing, or
no, just like imagine a field that's got loads of like meteor sort of holes in it, like
a crater.
A crater,
yeah.
So the people that were on top of the hill were like level, and then everybody else was like down in this.
Okay.
Thing. And I remember I did like an hour, and then when I played Beautiful, can't even say it properly, Beautiful. Everybody just went nuts. And then as soon as that track finished and something else came on, they all kind of like, but there's no roof, and it's so many people, it's hard to like get like a sort of atmosphere going. That's give me 300 people in a club with a roof that's only 8 feet tall. That's. Yeah,
but also people can't handle heat. I mean, it's, if I'm a hot person anyway, but if I go out and I get too hot and bothered and flustered, it just definitely ruins my vibe.
Yeah, there is that. And then we played back to back.
We did.
Is it just once, or did we do it a couple of times?
I think it was a one-off, because you didn't really do a lot of back to backs, really, did you?
No, I tended not to.
No,
there's only a few.
So I feel very privileged. It was at Storm.
It
was at Storm, and it was. Probably as you were coming out of your residency, I guess, and me starting mine, because I think I started around, I want to say 2011 or 2012-ish. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, and it was a Fright Night gig, because I was dressed up.
Right.
Yeah.
What did I have on? Jeans and T-shirt?
You just come as yourself. Scary you. You didn't need to dress up. You just come as Glazby. But, yeah, that's at Fright Night. But, yeah, that was a good one, obviously, for the memory bank, and it's the set is on the SoundCloud actually.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's on my SoundCloud.
Send me a link.
I will send you the link for that. So, but Storm was just amazing. I had such a great time DJing there. It's one of the super clubs, and
there's a few clubs that are like, so that one, Europa, in Leeds.
Yeah, I never went there.
That was like a kind of similar in that. You'd got people all around you, like
I liked
levels.
that. Yeah, it was cool. I liked the levels, definitely.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of, but those two especially, yeah.
And Camden Palace. They have, with the balconies and things like that.
Oh,
sorry, Coco. I still can't call it Coco. It's Camden Palace forever for me.
Camden Palace, yeah. I don't know what Coco is. But yeah, definitely send me that link. In fact, we'll put it in the show notes.
Oh, yeah, okay, there you go. Yeah. Ba-boom.
So, obviously, there's Lucifer,
the
DJ, but what's life like, not music related?
Yeah, so I thought about this earlier, and I was thinking, even though I've been DJing a long time, and it's been a massive part of my life, I've always been probably 80% clubber, 20% DJ. I never had the intention of making a career out of it, or thinking, what can I do with this? Or because a lot of people on your show, you've had, and they've gone on to big and better, and they've made a real career out of music, whereas I just kept it kind of my sidey. And yeah, I've always worked in the travel industry, so I've been doing that since I was 15.
Wow.
Yeah, so I've gone through various motions of the travel industry, and it's something that I've stayed in, and then I got sponsored through work when I was working for a big corporate firm in London to come over to Australia, and that's my gateway to getting in and coming over here. So I got sponsored through work in London, and come over here. So
is your partner English then?
No, he's a Kiwi.
Oh, right, okay.
We're a bit of a mixed bag. So we've got Australian kids, and then I've got a Kiwi husband, and then I'm British still.
Right.
I know, we're working on that. We're going to all get Aussie passports at some point. We just, got a few things to sort out first. But that's the aim. So, and I am, I'm massively invested in my family life. I love doing the gigs, but they do take up a lot of time. And I've got a 2.5 and a 5-year-old, and so I've got very, very little time. Yeah, but it's good. I love it. Yeah.
And you got a boy and a girl?
Yeah, boy and a girl. Got one of each.
The boy's the older one?
No, he's the youngest.
Oh, he's the youngest.
He's the terror, the little whirlwind that is, yes.
He is the Lucifer.
Yes, oh my gosh. No, I should have thought about that, shouldn't we, before we started reproducing, but another one of me running around, Jesus. But yeah, so that's predominantly what I'm doing at the moment, and just branching out and doing the gigs. Like this year's my 25th year anniversary, hence why I've been doing, quite a lot more this year.
Yep.
So that's been really good. But this is the first year in quite a few years I've been doing, more than a couple of gigs in 1 year.
Well, same for me, actually. Yeah. I mean, I've probably, maybe done a couple of gigs a year. Last year, I did 3 last year. I did Cape Town, and then Auckland, and then the Insomniacs birthday. Yeah, so it was 3 last year. But then this year, I've not done anything actually so far this year. But then from August, I've got System 6 in Brisbane, and then the week after, I'm doing System 6 in Adelaide. Yeah, so it's the 16th and the 23rd, and then September. What's happening in September? Oh, we're together.
Oh, yes, we are together, yes.
London Hard House Reunion. And then at the end of October, fly back to England for Insomniacs, 26th birthday.
Bloody hell. You're making up for it now then, aren't you?
Yeah. and then we've got something, hopefully we can pull it together, like a special thing while I'm back in England. And then something else in November, but I'm not sure about that yet.
Yeah, not sure about that yet.
So London Hard House Reunion. When's the last time you've done that before, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been really lucky to do that gig a couple of times actually. So really excited to get back for that. They're just such a nice crew, and
they're amazing. Yeah,
we're over in New Zealand a lot because we've got family over there and stuff. So we're not tying any family visits in with this one, but I feel like New Zealand is my second home, really. But I'm very lucky, actually. I've got England, I've got New Zealand, and I've got Australia. Yeah. Like they all hold a special place. So it's always nice to go back to New Zealand. So good crowd as well. Got a lot of good friends in New Zealand.
Whereabouts in New Zealand is?
So my husband is from Auckland, of course, like everyone else is. But we've got friends all over. Right. North Island, South Island, so yeah.
So my youngest, Eden, she was born in Nelson.
Yeah, so I can't remember you moving to New Zealand. I can't remember you doing New Zealand before you come to Australia.
Yeah, there for about 18 months.
Yeah, right, okay.
Yeah. And
so you was in the South Island, was you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then so Eden was born. So Vaya was born in Sheffield.
Okay.
Eden was born in New Zealand.
Yeah.
And then when Eden was 3 months old, we came to Australia.
Okay.
Kelly's twin sister lived here.
Right, okay.
So that's how I ended up on the Gold Coast. And when I moved to the Gold Coast, I was in a business coaching, group. Because I had the gyms at the time. So it was like a fitness business coaching thing. And the guy that ran it was based in Melbourne. And there was people from all over the world. So I was essentially like from the UK when I joined the group, but then I moved to New Zealand. I think there was another guy that was from New Zealand that was in the group. There's loads of people from Australia, but there were people from, I think there was one guy from Canada, a couple of people from America. So, and every week you get on this call and you sort of share ideas and keep each other accountable. And when I said we're moving from New Zealand to Australia, they were all like, "Oh, are you coming to Melbourne? Are you coming to Sydney? Are you coming to Perth?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to the Gold Coast." And they were like, "What? Why the fuck would you go to the Gold Coast?" And then fast forward a few years, everybody wants to come to the Gold Coast. It's insane.
I know, and especially like after COVID, the way the other states were treated, and things like that. And we had it really well in Queensland, didn't we? So, but I had my daughter at the beginning of COVID, so I went into my baby bubble, and even though I knew, there was shit going on around the world, I didn't sort of get invested in it, because I was just in my bubble at home, and it didn't really affect us too much. The worst thing about that was obviously not being able to leave the country. So I couldn't go home. You know, I didn't get to go home for 3 years.
Right.
And yeah, my family at home didn't meet my daughter till she was 2.
Right.
And her grandparents in New Zealand didn't meet her until she was 1 because we couldn't go there either.
Mm.
And then they opened up the borders and we were able to travel. But then they closed it again within, God, fucking mad times, hey. Yeah. Can't even believe all that stuff happened now. But
all for the flu.
Yeah.
It's fucking nuts. Like that whole time, no one died from the flu for 2 years.
Oh, gosh, I know. It's crazy. But like I say, we're very lucky being in Australia going through that, to be honest.
So we asked people to send in some questions.
Oh, God.
And
okay.
Jamie Thorpe.
Yes.
He's a little greedy guts. He asked 4 questions, not just
bloody
one.
hell. Okay. Let's hope I can answer them then.
All right, let's have a look.
Give me some multiple choice.
How do you feel Australia compares to the UK?
We're talking weather. We're talking,
Interpret it however you
okay.
like.
Well, I'm guessing they mean, clubbing. Very, very small scale.
Yeah.
Everything's like, before I come over here doing any gigs or anything like that, I just didn't realise how small Australia is. For such a big country, the gigs and the festivals and all that are tiny, right? In comparison. So think like intimate, small venues, but the people that are here, they really want to be here. Yeah. So like all the events that are put on, they really do come out the woodwork for it. Yeah. Because it is so scarce. Hence why I think like, events like the Rewind brand are doing amazing things. They've only been, I think this is like their 7th event next year, and everyone's been just, super, super busy. Yeah, there's trance and stuff incorporated. It's not just harder edge stuff, but yeah, and they do a lot of the sort of like the classics and nostalgia stuff. A lot of people come out for in Australia, whereas I feel like in England they do put on a lot of events still that will promote new music, whereas we don't really have too much of that over here. Yeah. But maybe it's time, we have some of that stuff over here.
Yeah. What do you miss most about England?
The people. It's really hard. You give up a lot coming over here. You get stuff in one hand, but then you get it taken out from the other. Like I absolutely love the lifestyle here, because like the weather's amazing. You can go down to the beach every day, even in the winter. It's very geared up for families, and so we're finding it great. That you can go to the pub. It's got a play centre in the pub. Yeah. If you're go and have your Sunday roast and things like that, and you can travel around Australia. You don't have to leave the country to see some amazing things. But with that is you're missing your friends' birthdays, your niece's wedding, whatever it might be. Your parents, you're getting older and you're not around. So that is really, really tough. But I always knew I wasn't going to be in England forever. I think, being in travel as long as I have, I've always had that pull to just... England wasn't ever going to be enough for me, and I didn't know how that was going to pan out until I got the opportunity to move here, and I was going to take it, so I took it. Yeah. So that's really what. Yeah. The people.
I remember this would have been 2001, maybe 2002.
Yeah.
And I was in Adelaide, and I still remember walking and like looking down at the white sort of the pavement was like, and the sun was. Like bouncing off it was, and I said to Scott, I was with Scott.
Oh yeah.
And I said, I'm going to live here one day. And he's like, what the fuck are you on about? I went, I'm going to live here one day. I didn't have any plan or anything.
No.
And how I ended up here was like so sort of random.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah.
But yeah, like I never felt at home in England, and seeing it now, I'm like,
yeah. I'm going back in 4 weeks. I'm going back to do the Frantic's 28th birthday, which I'm really, really excited for. But every time I go back, it's changing so much. And everyone says it's so different. And they're like, I don't blame you. I don't blame you for not being here. So, but yeah, definitely the people.
Yep. What's your favourite Aussie snack?
Oh my gosh. Does Great Northern Lager count?
That'll do.
It'll do. It's an amazing lager. It's great.
And what English food do you miss?
Scotch eggs. No hesitation. Straight out.
I had to explain to someone what a
Scotch egg was.
Yeah, a couple of days ago.
Oh my god. There's a fish and chip shop Actually, I think there's a British fish and chip shop quite near to here, actually. I don't know if they do Scotch eggs, but there's one near me and they do Scotch eggs. And I was round a friend's house on Sunday and we got traditional fish and chips. We haven't done it for ages and ages. And we got the menu up on the screen and they were like, oh, they've got Scotch eggs here. And I went through the thing, fucking sold out. Devastated. So, yes, Scotch eggs without a shadow of a doubt.
Right. Okay. It's funny, when I first moved away from England, the thing that I missed the most about Sheffield was the Brazilian barbecue place that was in Sheffield.
Okay.
And the other one was the Mexican restaurant. There's nothing English that I missed. The burrito place just around the corner from my gym. And
and English Chinese.
Chinese.
Australian or Chinese is just not even worth going there. But for some reason, the English Chinese takeaways are much better. So I'll be definitely eating some of that when I go home as well.
Actually, when I went back in September, I think I had. I was only there for 7 days. I think I had it 3 times.
Yeah, look, I'm having a Scotch egg per day. Not going to apologise for it either.
We went. My dad organised my sister organised it, but we all went. Like all my aunties and uncles. We all got to this massive table. All the kids were there, and we had this like a carvery thing.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you know, like when your plate is like just
Yeah.
piled up. And so I had that in the afternoon, and then I was like, it got to night time. I wasn't even hungry, but I'm like, it's my last night that I can have a
I know, you've got to do it.
I went and got the Chinese.
Yeah, exactly.
So London Hard House Reunion. When are you heading out there? You on the Friday?
So I'm going Thursday night till Sunday afternoon.
Oh, because I think we fly back on. I think we're on the same flight.
Is it the 4 o'clock on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to go for a bit longer so I can catch up with people and make a bit of a weekend of it because, like I say, I've got lots of friends there. Yeah. So that'll be really good. And, I need to find an outfit for it yet because it's like London based. So I'm trying to find something appropriate to wear, but...
I'm going to wear I'm going to go as like the Queen's Guard, with the big hat on.
You're not going to get your headphones on that though, are you?
I have to wear them around the back.
Actually, you could just put this. This is a bit like one of those, isn't it? Just a smaller version. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I fly out on the Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm on your flight on the... So you're flying into the Gold Coast?
No, Brizzy.
Oh,
okay. So no, we won't be on the same flight. Then you'll be coming to Goldie, won't you?
Yeah. I think we're on the same car to get to the airport.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah. I think all the flights probably go around a similar time anyway. But, don't they? But when was the last time you were there?
Last year.
Was it last year? Oh my God, yeah, you've done 2 in a row then, hey? Check you out.
I know.
Popular boy.
I don't know how many, because I think the first one I ever did was 2012, I think it was.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that was the first one. And then, amazing gig. And Janelle and all those guys, they look after you so well.
They do.
When I got there last time, you get the bag with all the stuff
know, it's so good, hey?
And I laid it all out and took a photograph. And like my daughter, she's like, I want to be a DJ. I want to
Did you send it to all the promoters? This is what you should be doing, guys. Yeah. This is it.
You fucking slacking off.
This is how you do it.
But yeah, this year it's like Farley, Rob Tessera.
I'm so excited for it because I'll get to see Farley twice as well. Because he'll be on at Frantic with me, and then literally the next month we'll be doing the reunion gig. So I'm super excited. Farley's a right treat. I don't get to see him very often, especially the big sets that he does every November. And I always got jealousy when I see them online.
Was it the Pure Andy Farley?
Yeah. So the last one I went to was my leaving party. It was like a few days before I flew here. So it was the end of 2013? Yeah, I think it was the end of 2013.
Right.
Yeah, and that was my leaving party at...
Good hell, so he's been doing them for...
Yeah, for ages.
Yeah. Was it Rue that started those?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he passed away, didn't he? I was just telling someone earlier that... I don't even know if you know Les from Vicious Circle. Mm. Yeah, he passed away last week.
Oh, you're kidding?
Yeah, my sister messaged me. Because she's still friends with that. Yeah, real sad. I mean, Vicious Circle, I know.
I always remember VC Les.
Yeah.
Like, it was just a given. Everything involved, you had Les in tow,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
lovely guy.
Sad. Yeah.
So it's a real shame. I think his son must be... Well, we started Vicious Circle in 2000. Yeah. I think Gabe was born probably the year... He'd be like 24, 25 now.
Yeah, okay.
So, but Les would have been in his early 60s. I mean, he was
a lot older. Yeah. He's a bit older, wasn't he?
Still, no age. Still.
No, it isn't. No, that's right.
Pass away, yeah. Anyway. So what's next? Obviously, you've got Frantic. We've got London Hard House Reunion. I mean, are you gonna? Do you see yourself? You know?
Yeah, look, I might do a tour finale at the end of the year.
Is that like a finale, like I do a finale, or
No, not. I will never
a
ever
real
say
one?
no.
A real
no,
one?
I'll never say I'll retire ever because you're always going to want to do the odd gig here and there. No, that's yeah. So I might do a end of my tour finale at the end of the year. And then next year I'm going to take a bit of a break. I think.
Okay.
Just to have a bit of time out. Just do some adulting, go back to a bit of house reno and concentrate on a few things. We want to get a bigger house and stuff like that. So, and being in travel, I've got a fair few holiday, so I want to get off the list next year. But yeah, no, I think I'll probably take a bit of a break next year. Obviously, if opportunity comes up and I want to do something, but that's the nice thing about our position now. We can pick and choose and we can do what we want to do and whatever else. So, but I don't think I'll be going back to England for a bit because it's just, oh man, it's such an expense. Well, as you know, because you go back, you do your gig, and you get paid and all that's fine, but it's everything else, isn't it? Okay. So we're a family of 4 now. So you're paying $2,000 for a bloody 2-year-old that won't want to sit in his seat for 24 hours, kicking the person in front of him. Look forward to that. But yeah, it's a bit of a break, I reckon. But we'll see. I can and I can't say no. We'll see what happens.
Well, what about production? Are you sort of done with all that? Because I've got to say, your track, the One Stop Shop.
I know which one's coming, yep.
That is like one of the best Hoover tracks of all time.
I love that. That comes from you as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you texting me going, oh my God, this track, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, look, I really enjoyed producing, but I like doing it in-house. So I've got opportunity to do studio stuff here, and I know that, I haven't really quite moved on with the times in terms of, working on, not Viber, what's it called? When you Teams and all that.
Yeah.
So, and I really enjoyed it for what it was, but at the moment I just haven't got the capacity to even think about making music alongside, motherhood, full-time job, trying to do DJing, trying to have a life, trying to be, Lucy and not just mum all the time. It's quite a juggle. But yeah, I had a great time doing the tracks, and I think I've had 5 or 6 on VC.
Right.
Believe it or not. Did you say that you're at nearly the 400?
Well,
I was like, hang on a minute, how did that happen?
So basically, I went in the studio with Maddox when I went back in September, and we did a new track.
Right.
And it all came about because my little one, Eden, I have a week, and then a mum has her a week.
Yeah.
And a mum had taught her the Big Fish, Little Fish cardboard box thing.
Oh my God.
So she came, she's like, Daddy, and I'm laid on the couch, and she's next to me. And the thing is with Eden, she's like, I don't know, she must be a bit ADHD or something. She's a bit like me. So she
gets obsessed.
She's going, Big Fish, Little Fish, cardboard box. But she's doing it over and over and over. And I'm late, and in my head, I'm like, so I'm thinking, this will work. So, because I knew I was going back, I said, Maddox, I need to get in the studio with you. And that was amazing, because me and Maddox, we'd not sat in a studio together for like 10 years. I
actually listened to your pod with him because I'm a big Maddox fan. He's such a lovely guy.
Yeah.
And I was giggling about the times that I went in and sat with him, and he's just effortless with Maddox,
Yeah.
But
and that was the thing. We sat down, and he's still got his Glazby percussion folder, which is actually he spelled his Glazby percussion. He spelt it wrong, and thinks it's still like that now.
He's not changed it.
No, and we just it was like we'd not been apart. We just got
That's
that.
So nice.
Yeah, and then so anyway, Eden. Well, it was her time to do the vocal. When he got the mic set up, and he's, she's like, I don't want to do it. I went, Eden, come on. The whole point of us being here is that, you're going to do this, because when it comes out, it's going to be Paul Glazby featuring Eden Glazby, so she can show her friends.
That's amazing.
And
that's so cool.
So he got it all set up, and she's like, I don't want to do it. I went, Maddox was amazing. To say he didn't have kids, how he handled it, he was like, look, I'll go and make a cup of tea. You stay with your dad. I'll just leave it recording. Just keep saying it as much as you need to, and we'll just pick the best one out of it. So he went, and she's like, Big Fish, Little Fish, cardboard box. I went, Eden, come on. You got to do it properly, like you did.
Put some effort into it.
Big Fish, Little Fish. I went, come on. And I'm like, fucking get it done, So she did it a bit, but it's still not right. I went, I'll give you $100. Big fish, little fish, cardboard box. So anyway,
You
so
just
we
need
got
to do the actions with it.
yeah. So we got that in, and then we've done the remix, and the idea was that was going to be Vicious Circle 400,
Right.
because Ben said we're at 392 or something.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
So anyway, then it turns out he'd cocked all the catalogue up. So Vicious Circle 400's not due out until the end of this year.
Oh, right, okay.
So what we've ended up doing is I'm not even sure if I've announced this yet, but I'm going to say it now. Anyway.
Okay, exclusive, everyone. Exclusive on our podcast. Go.
I've done a 2025 remix of Kick It.
Have you?
So
I think that means I get a copy, just saying, because I'm here.
So anyway, I was talking to Ben yesterday or the day before, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I've messed everything up with the catalogue, and it's not going to come." So Big Fish, he said that's not going to come out until December. I'm like, "Oh," because Eden every day she's like, "When's it out? When's it out?"
Aww.
So, but to be fair, Vicious Circle 400 being Kick It makes a lot more sense because it was number one.
It's number one and 400.
And because it's due out in December, it'll be exactly 25 years.
No way.
Later.
So
that now
fate,
is going to be So that's good. And me and Maddox have just worked on the B side, which has come out really well as well. So now Big Fish, I don't know what number it's going to be, but that comes out in July.
Okay.
And then Kick It will come out in December.
Oh, that's like almost goosebumpy, isn't it? That's really cool. And your daughter, does she do like vocals for anything, or was it just really random?
No, it was just random.
Okay, brilliant, even better.
Yeah, but I've said we're going to get some, just like a controller, and so I'm going to get her learning how to. Because I've not had any decks for 20 years, Like,
do you know what? I meant to say this to you as well, because I've never owned a pair of CDJs.
Right.
I've got my 1210s at home, and then I was really obsessive with wanting to play like the latest music, and the vinyl just wasn't doing that in the end because obviously tracks would get released and be in the stores and anyone could go and buy them. So I used to borrow my friend's 100, which is like the little
silver one.
You might as well, it's like a bloody CD player, wouldn't it? And I used to cart that around in my record box, and then go to whoever was like the engineer, be like, "I'm sorry, this is a faff, but can you set my 100 up just so that I could play new music alongside the vinyl?" I didn't keep hold of that. I don't even know where that went. And then I used to
left it in a club one.
I probably left it in. And then I used to play at the Fridge before it got renovated, and I can't remember if it was the main stage or the back room. They used to have these Denon like CD CDJs.
Yeah, with the vertical thing with the pitch control.
Yeah, so you just press the button and a CD drawer would just come out. And you just pop your CD in and it just go straight back in, and you just have a plus and a minus button. Yeah. That was it. Yeah. And the jog wheel I don't even think worked. Like it was, I don't even know why it was for show or whatever. Yeah. And I remember going on eBay and buying one for like £50. I was like, I don't need to buy any CDJs. I'll just get one of these. And then I just fucked around on that for ages, and then. I don't know. I just never end up buying any CDJs.
Right.
So I never had CDJs. Used to play them out.
I had the 100.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I remember actually I had some kid came up to me in a club and asked me, "How many hours a week do you practice?"
You're like,
and I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Well, how many? How do you plan your set?" And I'm like, "Mate, I've never planned a set." Yeah. Like I said, I don't even have any decks. I think I must have moved house and. Yeah, I just didn't have any. And this kid like nearly started crying. Like he was.
They can't believe it.
Yeah.
You've blown their perception of like this, guy who's at home doing all this shit.
Just do it all the time. I'm like, mate, Dom Sweeten sends me his latest tracks and I listen to them as I'm driving to London.
And then you pop them on.
And then, and I remember like 1's good, 2's good, 3's not so good. But, and I just cross out the ones, and then I know which ones to
oh my god,
to play, and I'm playing 4 or 5 times a week. Like that's my practice.
That's right, exactly. But, I do get a bit flustered though with the. So I found it quite hard to go from vinyl to CD, and then I got used to that. That was all good, and then CD to USB. I was just like, what? I only started playing USBs a few years ago. Because I don't have them at home to link up, the linking system and everything else. I get proper flustered that I'm going to press something wrong or something, I'm just not very technical like that. I've never been into all the gadgets and buttons and, sound effects. And because I think when you start on vinyl, it's just all about that mix. It's not about anything else. Like you don't, you know.
Well, it's funny, like the because the hard sound is back apparently. You know, like there's all these like young DJs that are playing it, and who was it that I think it might have been Ammo that said it had a track delivered. It might have been Hannah Lang.
Oh yeah,
and she delivered this remix that they'd done, and it was, whatever track extended mix 3 minutes 20, and that's the extended mix. But because they're using, like the effects to loop, the beginning. But the thing is, if you loop a bar,
it's still just
the same bar over and over. You don't get anything building up.
Yeah, I
think we should start, and I thought of this yesterday. We need to start hashtag bring back the 3 minute build up.
Yeah.
That needs to be a thing that we start now, because just these short tracks jumping from one thing to another. I remember like if you used to make a track that was less than 7.5 minutes, you used to get cussed for it. You're in the studio and you might get like a 6.5 minute track. Not play, that's too short. Well, Maddox always has to rein me in, because like we'll get to it's 8.5 minutes now.
That's about right. Yeah.
Another minute's not going to hurt. I remember Ufex years ago saying to me, because he came to my house when it was early days of Vicious Circle, because his tracks were, I'm trying to think, Vicious Circle 7.
Yeah, the Green Label one.
Or 8. No, 8 was locked up. Anyway, there was a couple of Ufex tracks. We had the Pants and Corset remix, which on the sleeve it just said Pants Remix, because we fucked it up.
Love it.
But he came to my house and he was saying, "Oh, if you can't say it in 6.5 minutes, you're saying too much." But then he did that Hypnotica track, which is like 10 minutes long.
Yeah. Don't ever say anything that you want to reverse. I think is the answer to that one, because most people change their minds, don't their opinions on stuff.
But yeah, I mean, I just think that whole, the journey of the track, and also like if you've got a 2 minute, 3 minute build up, and then you've got 2.5 minutes before the break, 2.5 minutes after the break, that gives you 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
To mix that's a short mix for me.
But I guess a lot of people are using the technology and they're just using the cue points or doing syncing or I don't know, whatever they need to do to get that mix done quickly or whatever. But I'm not sure how I feel about all that stuff really. Yeah. When I go to see a DJ, I want to know what I'm expecting, and I feel like a lot of it's great for the scene. You need new music, you need new DJs and things coming through. Yeah. But the ones that play like 5 or 6 genres in like an hour set, I feel like I don't know. For me, I'd get quite flustered if I was on the dance floor. The up and down of that. Yeah, yeah. Because even in hard house, you can have progression. Yeah. You can go from that to that. But I guess I'm not cool. I'm not down with the kids though. So what do I know?
Well, you're down with the kids, but the 5 and 2.5.
The 5 and 2, yeah. But yeah.
Good times.
Yeah, it's very good times.
So, a couple of months and we'll be in New Zealand. Yeah. Ripping it up.
Yeah. I was trying to think back to, because you were talking the other day about the red management thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because
you were on that way.
I was on that. And that was another big thing for me. And I was trying to think, because I obviously did a bit of research and I was thinking what have we done together? And I was like, oh yes, I did the red management, because that was in about 2007 or 8, something like that.
That would have been, because it's just as I started personal training.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I think 2007.
Yeah, okay.
And that all I don't even know if you know this story. That all happened because me and Farley and basically everyone from the Tidy roster, Tidy management had been sold or somehow transferred to Most Wanted. Yeah. And at the time, we were like, oh, this is going to be amazing, all these international connections. It was a fucking disaster.
Yeah, they dangled the carrot, didn't they?
It was just ridiculous, yeah. So it was like that was like some pretty dark times. I remember my accountant, my income had dropped by 75%.
Yeah, wow.
And he's like, what the fuck have you been? I'm like, mate, it's not me. Like, these gigs, because what they were doing, they were putting gigs in, and then... like on the Thursday, you get a call because Simon Eve, bless him. I mean, I love Simon Eve, but he was the guy that was doing what Mark Foster used to do at Tidy Management. Right, okay, he was the guy that was on the phones and stuff. And I mean, he must have known what was going on, but he was, obviously being told by someone else. But he'd ring, it's been cancelled. Like the gig that you'd got in. And the thing is as well, obviously the internet was there, but it's not like, like now you just grab your phone and just But like, I don't
didn't have
think
access
it
to
wasn't
that.
really like that
Yeah,
then. So
that's
you know,
right.
like
You had
you were
to-
just assuming that this gig was real, but
Yeah.
like, was it really real? Well,
Yeah.
I don't, because we had so many that were just cancelled.
But you had to go on face value, didn't you?
Exactly,
You
and that,
couldn't do. Yeah.
and then what they were doing is trying to keep all the roster so that when they did one of their gigs, that everyone would have to come, because the only way you'd see Glazby or Farley or whatever was to come to one of their gigs. So yeah, it was like pretty bad. Anyway, Farley used to come to Sheffield because I'd got into the personal training, so he used to come to Sheffield and we'd go to the gym. I'd show him his program, and then he'd go back to his, and do it for 4 or 6 weeks, and then he'd come back again and we'd do another program.
That's so cute.
So after the gym, we'd go back, because it was like a 2-hour trip for him to come to me. We'd go back, we'd have lunch before he went home. Anyway, we were just bitching and moaning about, because he'd had another gig cancel or I had or whatever. And Kate was running, she was like managing Vicious Circle at that point.
Yeah,
and the
that's right.
office for Vicious Circle
Yeah.
used to be in our like dining area. And anyway, where, I was going off on one, I'm like, it's not fucking rocket science. Like, you could do a better job. And literally the next day, her and Kelly had set it up. And I'm like, so I went, and then Farley went, and then Ben Stevens went, and Maddox went. And so all of a sudden, they'd got all this like top hard house talent. But I'd kind of resigned myself to the fact that my career was, I was going to get the personal training going and just ditch DJ. And I thought, it's run its course kind of thing. And then all of a sudden, she's getting gigs coming in left, right, and centre. So
that's right.
I had 7 years where I was doing DJing and personal training, like full on for, I'd be doing 35 personal training clients Monday to Friday.
That's stretching yourself a bit thin, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, I couldn't do it now, but
God, no. Gosh, definitely not.
It worked for a while.
Yeah. I was looking on the Harder Faster website the other day because I was trying to look for nostalgia and a bit of background and stuff. And I used to put these columns on there, and they were like running between, 2004 to 2007, and I just stopped posting on there, I don't know why. And I put like the gigs for that previous year in these columns, and they were like 70 to 100 gigs per year. Can you fathom? I mean, I do like a couple of a year now. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I just can't even, I don't even know how I used to do it. Yeah. Literally don't know how. And it would have been all over the shop. Every weekend, weekend relentless.
Yeah, I mean, I'd generally have like, 2 on a Friday and then 2 or 3 on a Saturday. Yeah.
All over the shop.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it makes me feel like, now, but like
when you're in your 20s.
You don't think about it. No. You just ride the wave, don't you?
Well, the thing is as well, when I did the first 8-hour set I ever did, which the Fridge.
Oh, okay.
And I remember I finished the set, the lights came on, and it must have been Scott or somewhere. I went, I want to do 10 hours. The first thing I said is I want to do 10 hours because the 8 hours just seemed so easy. And but then it was obviously years until I did the 10 hour. And when I did the 10-hour set at Storm, I wasn't playing, I wasn't.
No.
There might be some weeks where I didn't play, or I might have one gig and, you'd be home and in bed by 4 or whatever.
Yeah.
And I remember doing the 10 hours. So I started it because they had to open early because normally nights only run for 8 hours anyway, don't they? Like 10 till 6. So they opened at 8. Well, they actually opened at 7:30 and we started playing the music at 8. And so it got to, what would halfway have been? 1 a.m.?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah. So it got to 1 a.m. and I remember looking and going, I'm halfway. And then immediately thinking, fuck, I'm only halfway.
It was so good at the time, wasn't it, hey?
But it was like I wasn't conditioned to it. When I did the 8 hours, I was used to being up all night.
Yeah.
It was nothing to be still,
Did you struggle with your hearing doing that?
I don't think it's ever been the same since that.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like that's a big thing for me now is because I'm not playing out regularly enough. It takes me a long time to get my groove. And I've always been very sensible. I've not worn earplugs, but I don't have everything cranked up. Monitors loud, earphones loud. I don't stand next to a speaker or my head in the speaker, that sort of stuff. But I've been very lucky, so I haven't had any issues with my ears. But now I do find I struggle. Like I can hear, but it's not as clear as it used to be. And that's a gift.
It's getting old.
Well, exactly. I don't want to say that, but yeah, so I do struggle a little bit, and it does worry me when I do a gig now. I'm like, oh shit, I hope I can hear what I'm doing,
Yeah. My thing is seeing. I have this like nightmare where just before my set starts, I somehow lose my glasses. And then
Can you not see anything?
I can't see a fucking thing.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, no,
Like
don't do that.
if I take my glasses off now, I can see you there, but I wouldn't know if I walk past you in the street. I wouldn't know it was you.
Yeah, okay.
Like your face is just like a blur.
Yeah, wow.
And I used to take the piss out of Lee Haslam.
Yeah, because he's always
he's
always had his glasses, hasn't he? Don't.
Yeah, but when because I've always had, I do have the monitor quite loud if I'm honest, but the headphones I've always had quiet. I've never gone on after anybody and had to turn the headphones up.
Yeah.
But I still remember playing at the National Centre for Popular Music for Insomniacs and going on after Steve Thomas, and fucking hell, my ear still hurts from.
Oh my god!
I put the headphones on and it was so loud. I'm like, that guy.
Yeah, I don't know how that. Oh, yeah. But yeah, a lot, especially the monitor. I don't mind that. I guess it depends on the monitors and whereabouts they are.
Yeah.
You know, because if they're in a nice position, you're all good. But you know, if they're on the floor a bit lower, it's quite hard for the acoustics or whatever. But
did you ever play Air?
Yeah.
Fucking that DJ box was.
Yeah, I did actually. Probably for like a polysexual something.
God,
or
I
other.
forgot about that night.
Oh man, there's honestly, when I was going through all the stuff, there was so many events and things I've forgotten about, like Wild Child. Did you ever used to do Wild Child in London? They used to always do big events in like the Arches. Can't remember the venue now. But yeah, like there was I was like, oh my god, yeah, I remember that. And when I used to play down at George IV, which is it's a bloody Tesco now, but someone put it on Facebook the other day and I was like, that's not the same venue. But it was like it almost looked like bloody Dracula's Castle from the outset. It was like a really weird building. Yeah. And you went in, it was just this dingy, grotty pub, but it was open, I think, Thursday night to Monday night. You know, it's like the 414 that never used to bloody shut. But oh my gosh, the nights we used to do play on down there. But oh gosh. But yeah, lots of nostalgia. Loads of nostalgia. Very good.
Let's get together in another 10 years and
we'll do it closer than that. We can do we're an hour down the road from each other, so you know.
Well, I didn't realise how close you were.
I know, and to be honest, I completely forgot you even bloody lived here. You know, like I said, I've been in my own bubble since my daughter was born. So, so yeah, like I haven't really, sort of branched out until recently. I had a bit more time and stuff, so it's been interesting. But yeah, I didn't even clock that you lived here for ages till recently. So yeah.
Here I am.
Hello.
Well, thanks for coming on, darling. It's been great to chat.
Thanks for having me. It's been nice to catch up with you, and I'm looking forward to what you're going to do in the next 6 months.
Thanks, darling.
This is When I Grow Up with Glazby.